This is Dan Gilman,
And I am Zach Gazarowski.
and this week we are finally back from our hiatus, our winter hiatus.
Yeah, everybody's been shut down. News has been slow. Even everybody has been bundling up with the extreme cold that overswept the country.
Yeah. So we are playing, as you can probably see, Metal Gear Rising. Now, is Revengeance like the new name for this, or was it
Yeah,
always Revengeance?
that's
Or
that's that's Kojima's flair that he's adding to the title. So it's Metal Gear Rising, and then it's like Metal Gear Solid Sons of Liberty, and Snake Eater. It's basically just
okay,
another subtitle, if you will.
okay. So it was Rising on every other system,
Yes, yeah, it
and
was Metal Gear Rising, meaning this is Raiden's kind of sub story, and then they just put Revengeance because
fuck it, it's on the PC now and it's
and
different.
well, no, it was always Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
Oh, okay,
That was the full official title. No Solid in the name, just Metal Gear Rising Revengeance.
okay, all right.
So yeah, this is the PC version, which just came out last week, I believe, on Steam for $30.
Yeah, Steel, it's really good.
Yeah, and so you get the full version of the game, and then you get all the DLC with it. So there's 3 DLC packs, and all those articles you can read them on Mygamer, the PS3 review, as well as all 3 DLC articles.
Now,
are
have you played the DLCs?
Yeah. I played through this game. I played through all the DLC and all the Metal Gear games. I mean, I love Metal Gear. As anybody knows me knows that. So, yeah. I mean, I like Metal Gear Rising. It's obviously not your typical Metal Gear game, but and it doesn't take itself too seriously. I mean, it's made by Platinum Games, and they're known for their over the top, Bayonetta style action where it's just over the top ridiculous.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it fun. Like, so you're playing as Raiden after the events of Metal Gear 4, where you're just becoming more and more like a cyborg, and without kind of maybe giving away.
I thought at the end of 4 you came back to being human.
Well, I mean, he's still a robot, or a cyborg rather, but with like human skin tones, and it's not an obvious.
No, but at the end he was in a hospital and had all of his robotic parts taken out at the end of 4.
Replaced with basically human-looking robotic. Like, if you look at his arms and stuff, you can still see like the nuts and bolts and all that kind of stuff.
Weird.
But so he's still, there's no Snake, there's no Solid Snake in this game.
Well, he's dead.
Well, it's you
It's
don't. I mean, he doesn't fully die, at the end of 4.
but
He's
he's
just
dead.
old.
He's dead.
Yeah, fading away, fading fast, basically. So this, obviously, there's some stealth segments, because you could sneak up behind guys, and you can, basically you cut them in half, and that's the whole point of the game. It's like this balanced risk reward kind of system where, if you get hit, it takes energy away, but then the more enemies you kill and you slice them apart, you take their power core,
Or life points or something.
Yeah, however you want to look at it. And then so you slice them open using blade mode, which is the game's biggest gimmick, where kind of it's like bullet time essentially, but with a sword, and you can slice people up basically however you want. If you want to chop an arm off, you can do that. If you want to chop a leg off, you can do that. If you want to just chop their head off, you can do that.
If you want to just go crazy for no reason.
Yeah, and you get bonus points for, like right now, like you can kind of see like his one segments, the blue segments you can kind of chop off, and then you might get a bonus. I think the game, if you chopped off, it was like the left arm, I think you get some more bonus points, because like a lot of data is more data stored in the left arm. So you can kind of pick and choose and things like that where you want to swipe your sword. So it's pretty cool. It's linked to the second analog stick. I think you hold the trigger button down.
Yeah.
You're using the 360 controller on this?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. That's probably going to be the way to go. So you can hold down the run button and then you run faster and you kind of automatically
Ninja run.
ninja run exactly. The game kind of opens up with the bang. I mean, this is a little
This
bit.
is kind of the first level.
Yeah, kind of the first level after like the opening cinematic where you fight the Metal Gear Ray. Yeah, so you do get some sub weapons. You can throw grenades, and then you get a rocket launcher you can shoot.
And then this insanity that happens constantly.
Exactly. I mean,
It's just like, oh, I'll just run up the missiles and kill this guy. Why? Because fuck it, that's why.
exactly that's that's Platinum Games. That's what they were going for. Just again.
Why can you do this? Fuck you! Stop asking questions.
Yeah, just have fun with it. So here you can slice up the helicopter to pieces. You can see the individual slices that you make. It's pretty cool. I mean, to have an engine that does that, where you can see every individual slice is pretty impressive. What difficulty are you playing it on?
Normal.
Normal, yeah.
Because I'm not going to play. I've fucking played these games. I've tried playing them on harder difficulties.
Oh my god, yeah, absolutely. I mean, so this game, maybe we should talk about. I know we kind of talked about this right before we turned on the recording, but the game uses blocking in a different way. You don't just simply hold down, the left trigger or whatever it might be, like in other games, and just kind of automatically block. You have to hold down a button and you have to hit the analog stick in the direction of where the attacks are coming from. So it takes timing, and you have to get it right. I mean, if you're a fraction of a second off, you're screwed. You're gonna get killed. So even playing it on normal is challenging. You gotta know what you're doing, even though it's an action game, and you're not just going to be button mashing the whole time.
Well, and it's kind of funny because you even said, like, yeah, that's the first one that you kind of have to block. And I'm like, yeah, I didn't block that entire time. I just, like, managed to dodge really well.
Yeah, when you're playing Blade Wolf and stuff. So yeah, you can dodge. That's the other tactic. You can dodge. You can, block. Blocking becomes more important later on in the game when you start fighting other battles and stuff.
Don't get cocky.
And bosses, things like that.
Desperado running security down there.
Yeah, so, and now what are the DLCs? One of them is Blade Wolf.
Yeah, it's basically all the characters, the bosses that you fight. I don't know how much we should get into it without giving spoilers away, but you play as one of the DLCs. You play as Jetstream Sam, which is one of the main antagonists of the game. He's the guy who kind of fucks Raiden up in the beginning and kind of sets him on his path of revenge, I guess.
Yeah.
And so you play as him, and you kind of learn. You get a little bit of backstory, and you kind of learn why he's doing the things
that he is
doing. But that was my biggest gripe with specifically the Jetstream Sam DLC is, I mean, so you got Rising here, and the story is pretty ridiculous, to begin with. I mean, you're saving.
Wait, a Metal Gear story is ridiculous?
Well, no, I mean Metal Gear, the Metal Gear line has always been ridiculous, but this is like. It's
ridiculous by Metal Gear standards?
Yeah, it takes it to like a different kind of ridiculous. Like, really? Like, how the hell is that even like possible? And I don't want to, again, get too far into it, but that was my biggest complaint with the Jetstream Sam was it just kind of like ends, and it's like it's not very conclusive. It's just like, oh, okay, I thought there was going to be more. Like it just leaves it open. It's not very detailed on why he kind of signs up for
what he does,
what he's doing. Yeah. So either way, though. And then you play as Blade Wolf is another one, and each character is ultimately the same. You get your blade, the blade time, the bullet time for blade, basically, and everyone has its own kind of gimmick. I think it was Jetstream Sam. It's been a year since I played it, but I think it was Jetstream Sam where he can't do stealth kills.
That's pretty funny.
But it's yeah. So so each guy, each DLC has its own gimmick within a gimmick, I guess, so to speak. And each DLC is only an hour long or something like that. It's not very long at all, but you do get a little bit of side story. And then the other complaint with the DLC is it just reuses environments from the main game here, so it's not like
so it's
new content. It's kind of like a side story shoehorned into, okay, we already got these assets made, let's just put some kind of a side story.
That's kind of disappointing.
I think you get an achievement if you like chop up all these cameras without being seen or something like that. But yeah, to be honest with you, the DLC was kind of disappointing because it wasn't top tier. I guess or maybe I was just hoping too much because I'm a big Metal Gear fan. But at the same time, it's hard to ignore that they just reused all the same environments, same enemies and things like that, and it's not very long. So I guess here in the PC bundled version, fine. Yeah, give me the content for $30.
If it's all together.
Yeah, and then you also get a bunch of extra VR missions. I mean, the VR missions are, it's maybe not for everybody. I didn't even beat all of them, just because they're challenging. They can be tedious. If you like that kind of thing, sure, it's good fun. But you got to be good. You got to know what you're doing. It takes a lot of trial and error to beat some of the VR missions, but that's included in this PC version as well.
Well, like the Metal Gear, what was it? VR mission is.
Yeah, right. So the original Metal Gear came with a whole disc of VR missions, and
no, it didn't. That was actually an add-on later for those of us who actually bought the original Metal Gear. That was something we had to buy.
We had to buy. It was a whole nother disc. Yeah, it was a whole nother game.
Yeah, and we were all excited about it because it was like more Metal Gear.
Yeah, well, I bought it and I beat every single level. I remember playing that when it first came out because again, I'm a big Metal Gear dork. I love this kind of shit. But the reason why they made the Metal Gear VR missions was because you have the ability to do all these things like strap C4 to a soldier's back, but you never have to do that in the real game.
Oh yeah, there's like a ton of stuff that's just it's there, but
you don't really have to use it, or you don't have to, and there's so many ways, because that's what the Metal Gear games, which I love, they're so detailed. You can do so many things with
that's just there.
So many things, and so you never really have to use these weapons in this certain way. And that's what the VR missions were for. Let's actually utilize what the cool things we can do with all these bells and whistles that Snake has at his disposal. So it's basically the same thing. And then you even got some of that in 2, Metal Gear Solid 2 with the bonus substance versions. You got a bunch of VR missions and extra missions and things like that. You could play as Snake in the Tanker, even though that was another shoehorn story. They're like, well, we already got these assets. Let's just make up something crazy. So yeah, you got to whittle your guys down, and then when they start glowing blue, that's when you can turn it into blade mode, and then you can cut off the blue limbs. See, there you go. I think you just chopped off an arm there. And then if you cut off their limbs, right in half, or their torso, that's when you can grab their power core, so you don't die. See, this gets pretty hard, man. See, look at this. See, there you go. So slice him in the middle, and then take his power, so you don't die.
Oh, I have like tons of life.
Oh yeah, you got the extra
stuff.
Energy tank, yeah.
There's just like some cameras firing machine guns at me, and I'm like, I'm just gonna take those out because they seem to be doing more damage than the actual enemies.
Yep, you gotta take. Yeah, they can be a bitch. Just taking pot shots.
right. Hopefully that's that room, I think.
Yeah, I kind of remember this room because I remember there's an achievement or a trophy, if you will, for I think it's taken out all the cameras.
Well, I've gotten close to it, so... But if it's taking out all the cameras without getting spotted, then I'm fucked.
I can't remember which one it was, but
Alright. Took out
Yeah.
that camera.
yeah, and then you got the infrared. So like if you walk through the infrared beams, that kind of like sets them off.
You know what? Fuck this guy. Ah! There you go. It's just taking out all the cameras.
Ah, okay.
Because I just fired a rocket at that guy, because it looked like it might be slightly complicated to get over there, and I didn't want to put effort into anything. They actually, so there was... I know I sent you a link to it. I don't know if you watched it. The Awesome Games Done Quick.
Yeah, you know what? I'm seeing news reports. I actually clicked on the link, but I was on my phone, and my phone, of course, wouldn't play it. But I heard about all that kind of stuff that happened, like over the last week or so.
Yeah, and they're in the bonus section of it now, and they did a speed run of this game actually.
Of Rising?
Yeah, and it's really funny just some of the exploits they found.
I mean, I've been watching a lot of speedruns lately myself. I actually just watched one for like the original Legend of Zelda. I was like, holy shit! Like someone beat the game, in 26 minutes or something like that. I'm like, oh my god! Like I remember playing this game when I was a little kid, and it took me days and weeks. And this guy just comes and totally just fucking schools it. Like it just makes you, it opens your eyes, makes you look at things a little bit different.
Well, they were talking about some stuff, some of the games, and it's like, like people who have like
if you go
records. What's that?
If you go back around and you go inside, and then you gotta chop open those blades.
Oh, okay.
No, go the other way. Go
yeah,
back. Go
yeah,
back.
yeah.
Go.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So see those blades?
Yeah. They were talking about like one of the guys that like has like a world record or something at one point, and he was like, they were like, yeah, I was talking to him about like, how do you get so good at this? And his response was like something like, I've played this one section of the game
a million times.
No, he was like over 10,000 times.
Yeah.
And they were like, that's an exact number, and he's like, I know the amount exactly.
Yeah.
And he's like, and that's how long I've been keeping track of this one section.
That's what you. If you want to break these speed run world record, a second is a huge time with all these speed runs, and I've seen some asshole beat like Majora's Ocarina of Time in like 20 minutes using some crazy glitch.
Oh, the glitch that it's like it doesn't know where you are, so it just tosses you to the end.
Yeah, it tosses you like right to the left. Like I was like, oh my god, like I didn't even know this existed. And then this, anyway.
Liberian, but white as snow. A natural born killer.
So this is one of the first.
This is like the first
bosses.
real boss fight.
Right.
I'm only half French. And we had our own civil war in the 90s. So you see, cut from the same cloth.
I always thought it was kind of weird that Raiden wears high heels.
I think because he can grip his sword with it.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It is definitely weird.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he has a metal jaw. So I think this dude can pretty much do whatever.
But he also has like nails.
Yeah, exactly.
And like,
I guess if you're gonna go cyborg, like you might as well go balls out, and
But no, I mean like he has like very like like he looks like he got his nails did if you look at them, and
that's how he was in Metal Gear.
Yeah, and like his toenails are like that too. It's just like, ugh.
That's just Kojima's.
Yeah, being
lair.
Kojima.
Yep.
And I think it's funny that like it's kind of like in Metal Gear 4, it was like Raiden is like impressive and kind of
A
You know,
badass.
yeah, and like, like, oh, he's the only cyborg guy like this, and in this one, it's just like, no, he's just,
One of them,
yeah,
many.
he's one of, and he's not even like the most advanced cyborg build.
Ideals gave my life meaning. Ideals, Jack.
So this boss takes all these creepy tripod guys from Metal Gear 4, and then they basically combine themselves to make like one giant pole arm. She kind of just like connects them into her suit here, and makes one big weapon out of them. And then so it's kind of like the Mega Man effect, where when you kill a boss, you get their weapon.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So after so besides just having the high frequency blade, you when you kill this boss, you get her pole arm thing, and you can kind of you can level them up and get different moves and stuff for them throughout the game.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man does whatever a spider can. Well, I guess it would be Spider-Woman.
Mm-hmm.
Spider-Woman has all kinds of issues, though.
Yeah, I mean this PC version seems to be running pretty smooth. I don't see any.
Yeah, it's not on my solid state drive, so it could load faster too.
Yeah. So it seems to be a decent PC port. It doesn't seem like there's lag or slowdown or.
No, and it looks amazing. It some odd like running on my NVIDIA card or my ATI card.
Mm-hmm.
There's some weirdness, but like.
Weirdness to about the card or with this game?
It's just like with display stuff, but that's kind of par for the course for the most part.
Yeah.
With especially
plus if you're streaming stuff and.
Well, and it's just actually it's running pretty well on the stream.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know how it looks on that end, but on my end it's running pretty well. What am I?
You got to whittle down the little guys, and
then she does this.
Yeah, and you got to watch out. That's when That's when you either got to dodge or you got to there you go. You got to block it. And very cinematic fights, compliments of Platinum Games.
Well, yeah. Well, the first like Metal Gear Ray fight was almost directly from Bayonetta.
Mm-hmm.
When you're like running down.
It's over the top crazy.
No, you're like running down a church, like or a steeple or something, and it's almost exactly like that Bayonetta fight. There's a fight in Bayonetta that's damn near exactly the same thing.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. I never played Bayonetta, but I always wanted to.
And you can get it for a song now, and I would really recommend it.
Yeah.
Like if you can, like find it for $10 and just pick it up.
Yeah, I want to play it. I mean, it's one of the Wii U exclusives that,
Yeah, and both you and I picked up.
Play that.
And do you notice that like all of the news coverage after Christmas was like, Wii U dead?
Pretty much, yeah.
And it's like everyone like is like, what are you talking about? Like
the shit out, yeah.
And everyone's like, we all picked like every game, like hardcore gamer, like pretty much picked up a Wii U and not a PS4 or an Xbox One after how badly we all got fucked over last generation by picking up an Xbox or a PS3 at launch.
Yeah.
Like we all like I had both like I had Xbox damn near launch and I had a PS3 the day it came out. And man, I played the fuck out of my PS2 games on it. And it's like, you know what? If I could play my PS3 games on a PS4, my PS3 is getting the yellow light of death. So I either have to buy another one, or I was hoping the PS4 would like play those games, but it doesn't. So I'm just like, fuck it. Like, I guess I literally I have to buy it. Like I have to buy another one, or just.
I know. When did you get your PS3?
The day it came out.
So you got because I got the 80 gig Metal Gear 4 version.
Yeah, mine's hardware backwards compatible.
Yeah, that's like the prime unit if you want to play the old games. I
Yeah.
mean, you might even be able to sell that on like Craigslist. Someone might want that and somehow fix it.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I could fix it if I really wanted to.
Yeah.
But
I
I've been
got-
thinking
I
about
got-
taking it apart.
I got the 80 gig, and there's like some backwards compatibility.
Yeah, it's
with
all
it, but
software.
But it's all software based, right?
Vitals are dropping.
I lost.
There you go.
Yeah.
So this is how they felt.
So then, yeah, you get graded, and then I think he like picks up the pole arm, and then he takes it with him.
No, hold on.
I am sorry. He was too much.
I do not need a
Yeah, just like a lot of other Metal Gear games, you kind of get like a dying speech.
Except for the fact that she's in a
He's
bazillion
already
pieces.
dead, right? Yep.
Will never fall.
What is this talk about?
Hit him. The two won't go.
Shit, Mister, you never.
She's not talking to you, idiot.
You killed her! You vile nuts! Murderer!
That's pretty coming from you. It's overdose, I am. Surrender. Translation.
Why would I surrender? You are exactly where I want.
Shit.
Built with Russian money to make Russian money. It is no plan for Afghan. It is their prison. But now, they will be free!
I pull my controller down. Can you hear it vibrate?
Yep.
Damn. Crazy son of a bitch.
Ryder, what happened?
Bastard blew himself up.
I see. Time to get you out of
Mission accomplished?
Sending a helicopter. Secure an LZ.
Understood.
Like, he blew himself up. Cool?
Shock value.
Alright. Overall, C. Got a couple S's in there. I got one S in there. Shouldn't say a couple. Pole arm unlocked. Also, the mouse shows up randomly. So that's a little weird.
What does?
The mouse, you can see, like, it's kind of just hanging out in the center of the
yeah,
screen.
yeah.
It's like...
So that's Metal Gear Rising.
yeah.
So yeah, you can read my PS3 review as well as all the DLC. We got this stream. We'll post a little article about the about this PC version as well.
It should be up relatively soon.
Cool.
Yeah, so that's Metal Gear. Do you have any comments that you'd love to make?
No, I mean check it out for PC, $30. You can't really go wrong. It's definitely worth $30. Either if you're a Metal Gear fan or not.
Absolutely. All right. So this is Dan Gilman. You can find me on Twitter at Gilman. You can follow me on Mygamer or on my website, varms.net. It's a little short this week. We're just getting back into the groove of things. We were going to jump on earlier. There were some technical difficulties. Sorry about that.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Yeah, it's a little early in the week. All right. So we will see you guys in the future.
Yeah, see you next week or next time.